Pitch. I mean, I just thought their energy in both halves. You know, the starters started out poorly. The bench came in and got us the lead. You know, then our starters in the first half extended it, but then in the third quarter came out flat again, and our bench came in and did it again. It's just Jarrett was terrific with his rebounding and just all the little things he does out there. But I thought Courtney, I thought Jeff, all those guys, they're playing very well together. Even the small stretch, and again, we didn't want to use Collins. We had no choice. Even he came in and did terrific for us. So that's nice when you can have a night where your starters aren't great and your bench wins the game for you.
Is this you've got this envision from this second unit, the way they're playing like the last?
Yeah, you know, I don't know what I envisioned. I just knew we have a lot of guys that I think can play. You know, so it's nice when you can your starters are off, not playing well, and those guys can come in.
Sullinger, you know, he had Tyson Chandler the other night. Tonight he's getting rebounds against Scola. Are you surprised that physically he's able to match up so quickly?
No, guys, I keep saying rebounds translate. You know, then most of the great rebounders aren't that tall when you think about it. You know, they're big, they're physical, and you know they have great instincts. I think that's the number one thing. I mean, you have them big, you have them thin. I mean, Dennis Rodman was tall and thin. He got all the rebounds. You know, just think about the list of great rebounders. They just have a knack for the ball, and they have great hands, every single one of them.
When you have a stretch of games like this, can you? Because obviously Jared was getting some of those rookie calls for the longest period of time. Can you kind of play your way out of some of those calls if you can be consistently effective the way he's been?
If that's what you say, I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I think you should make that comment. I just think the better he plays and the more he plays, the more everyone will see how he plays.
Are you getting the sense, though, Doc, that officials are starting to get used to him?
No, I'm not getting in the whole official things. I'm going to let you guys do all that stuff.
Well, the charge that you drew against Tyson Chandler, I'm not sure if you got that call.
Well, you should always get a charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jason Collins didn't get one tonight. He's been in the league forever. So you should always get a charge. You know, that's the one call that gets me upset anytime because I'm begging our guys to take them. And when they don't get them, it upsets the coach sometimes.
You just had a mile marker, but 1 year after his surgery
Yeah.
tonight. Pretty nice night.
Yeah, it's a good night. You know, he got some dunks and looked good. And, you know, who would have thought it a year ago? So it's really, I mean, the doctors and all that, but it's really a testament to Jeff in general. The fact that he worked himself into the condition that he did. I mean, there had to be some kind of fear somewhere, you know, because to work yourself in condition, you have to use that muscle. So it's just really cool that he's playing, and he's playing well for us.
When you think back to last year, what was your fear level about this thing as you went that day?
Well, I was more concerned about Jeff's health. You know, I wasn't thinking about basketball at all, I can tell you that. I honestly, at that time, I didn't think he'd ever play. So the basketball part wasn't even a concern. You know, the two things that bugged me the most, obviously, was his condition was number one, and then the contract that was voided because it had to be legally, you know. And I was thinking, man, this kid's worked his whole life to make a living, and now he was signing the biggest deal of his life at that point, and it's gone, you know. And so, you know, now he's back playing, doing well in all those areas, and I'm very happy for him. He deserves it.
When Jared fell to you on draft night, what's the first word that came to your mind, and how does that word kind of translate to what you think about him now?
Fortunate, lucky, nice. You know, I've seen him play, like I told you guys, since he was a sophomore in high school. I mean, he played against Austin. It was like Ohio Red. I know the name of his AAU team. Played each one, teach one, in at least 6 different national title games in AAU. And I was, you know, sitting there watching all of them. I think Jared won all 6 too, because I think in one of those games he had like 27 rebounds. I mean, it was crazy watching him. I was upset at all of my son's bigs because I actually said, how can that fat, slow guy get all these rebounds? There's no way. And now I realize he's not slow, and he's actually not fat. He's round.
Round mound.
But he has great feet. I mean, he really does. And you don't appreciate that for a while when you watch him. You know, he's quick, and he has great feet.
Doc, earlier this season, when Jeff was going baseline, he tended to get trapped and double teamed a lot, but tonight he was able to get to the rim a lot easier. Have you seen an improvement in his dribble penetration?
Yeah, and then, you know, we did a couple of them were back cuts, you know, because they're so fearful of him going right where he gets to his right. A lot of people are starting to jump the play, and so we're sitting him on back cuts. And once he gets the steam, his steam, he's good.